Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm very pleased to actually bring you the first of this year for a new Card of the Week series that I plan to revive back from the beginning of last year. It's something I did a lot of, but I kind of just, to be honest, I fell off the wagon with it. It was something I found difficult to keep up with, as well as all my other videos, but while I'm trying to kind of push this channel as hard as it can go, I definitely think it's time that we brought it back. And the card that I'm going to be talking about today is actually going to be KHloud, and it's the pre-release, sorry, it's not the pre-release promo, it's the buyer box promo from Opus VIII. Now this KHloud is particularly special because it's the Kingdom Hearts version of KHloud. Now while I don't think that we're going to see Sora, Riku, anything like that turn up in the Final Fantasy TCG anytime soon, though I would like to be wrong, it's really cool to see now Sephiroth in his Kingdom Hearts outfit, because we had him in Opus VII, and this KHloud from Opus VIII, who also in his Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit. So to talk about the effect of the card itself, it's 5 CP, it has an EX burst, which is also useful, it's a 9k power forward in fire, which before you cringe and say, oh, it's another fire card, let me finish. When KHloud enters the field, choose a forward your opponent controls. Deal it 3000 damage and 1000 more damage for every point of damage you have received. When KHloud is put from the field into the break zone, you may remove the top 10 cards of your deck from the game. If you do, return KHloud to the field done. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people about this card, and a lot of people seem to think that it's immediately terrible. I actually think this card could be really exactly what Fire needs, in a way, because Xander hasn't been particularly useful in Fire for a little while, and while it looks like this big scary forward, it's actually quite easily dealt with by today's standards. Opus 2 and 3, yes, he was terrifying, but Opus 5 not so much. And we do have a lot of high-powered, high-costing forwards in Fire that are 1 CP, but I think that now that we have things like Jekt and now this KHloud, you can actually take advantage of the later game more than you could before. Does it solve the problem of Fire being able to deal with Y'shtola? No, it's still a Fire character that deals damage to things, and so it could be a bit of a pain. However, the fact that it's a sticky forward, as in when it dies you can bring it back dull, if you're playing Fire, at this point in time, you are playing an aggro deck. You don't care about removing the top 10 cards of your deck from the game, because if you're not pushing hard from the beginning, you're not going to be winning that game anyway. So having something this large come in, potentially remove something, or aid in removing something, be there as a swinger and start attacking, taking points of damage, die, and then have the potential to do it again, your opponent is going to think twice before removing this forward, before you want to then use it again and try and just clear your opponent's board for free, essentially. The card that I'd like to draw comparisons to with this KHloud is Boghaven, which come last set, people were actually quite excited to see, because he was a decent body that dealt damage as he comes in. KHloud actually does that as well. He doesn't do as much damage initially, but he is still a big forward and he is meant to be played in the mid to late game. Or, well, it's as mid to late game as Fire gets, like turn 3 or 4. Or when you have like three backups. You want to be getting KHloud down at a decent time, because alongside things like Jekt, you're gonna just welcome damage, because if they're dealing damage to you, that's like dull forwards they have and they're not in your way. And I think that if I were to run this in a deck, I think it would be quite interesting in a mono Fire deck alongside Warrior of Light, or the Warriors of Light like Soul, Aegis, etc. Or you could run it in a Fire Earth deck where you have access to Jesse and searches for KHloud. We have got to see as well, there's going to be a lot more Final Fantasy VII synergy come Opus VIII, both from the starter deck, which admittedly doesn't have Fire in it from what I recall, and the set itself. And obviously KHloud being a Fire card means it's going to get some Fire, so hopefully we'll actually see some Final Fantasy VII tribal decks come out in the future. So that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, Card of the Week is just a very short burst video to highlight a card that has either come into the fray that's new, or something that people are talking about and I want to put a highlight on. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There is still time for you to enter the Noctis giveaway, or the playmat, so if you wanted to enter that, I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Sound off about what you think about KHloud. Do you think the card is good? Do you think it's bad? Is it going to be a saviour for Mono Fire? Is Mono Fire still going to flounder in the future? Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thanks for joining in, and I'll speak to you guys soon.